Hello boys and girls, my name is White Rhino PSO, and today I am playing Bustories. Now, I haven't actually played this game myself yet, but the best way I can think of to describe it would be as a bus trip simulator. Now, you're not actually driving the bus, instead you're taking a pretty lengthy trip on a bus, and between stops, different people are going to come and sit down next to you in order to have a conversation. There also seems to be some sort of a survival mechanic built in, because you have to keep yourself fed and hydrated, but you also have to remember to go to the bathroom anytime the bus is at a rest stop. The rest of it is fairly self-explanatory, so let's get started. There also seems to be some hints like 8 stops to finish. There's also Oh Hi Mark, which I can't tell if that's a reference to the movie The Room or to maybe Markiplier, but I don't think Markiplier's played this game. And then also that one game whose name escapes, Night in the Woods. So the first person to sit next to us. Hi there. What's your name? Wow. My older brother's name is the same. He studies well at school. Mummy says that school is like a kindergarten, but for grown-ups. Mum also says that my brother studies well, and I must take him as an example. My mum's name is Mary. Mum cooks very well and takes me to the kindergarten every morning. What is your favorite food? Well, probably pizza, but I'm not sure. I love lasagna. And, tiramisu, and I also like fried potatoes. Fried potatoes mixed in with eggs. And a tomato salad. Dad teaches me how to write. When I read books, Dad buys me ice cream. Dad loves hunting. At home, we've got a lot of those Those trophies. I had a deer's head on the wall in my room. Jesus. It was too scary and Dad took it off. Dad hunts deer, boars, and ducks. Sometimes he takes my brother with him. My brother does not like hunting, but Dad tells him that every man must hunt. When I grow up, I will go to school and hunting with my dad. I asked my brother if he liked school. He said that he had a few friends there, and he was called weird. But he tries not to care about it. Yeah, I know how that feels. He spends his free time studying in his room. He is always reading and writing something. He very often tells me about some Elic and Bylan. Today he asked me to forgive him before school. Ha! He has done something wrong to me. He has done nothing wrong to me. Silly. My mum and I had a meal and went for a walk. When we were walking in the park, I saw a squirrel. The squirrel was very big. It was eating nuts. And after that, someone called my mum from school and she started crying. She sent me to my granny on the bus. On this bus. Oh, there's an empty seat by the window. I'll better sit there. Now, in the one Let's Play that I watched, I believe this same conversation happened. And from what I can tell, I think that kid's older brother did something not pleasant at school. Alright, so we have 300 cents or dollars. Our drink and our food have gone down a bit. I don't know why there's a health meter. To the shop. Alright, so we can buy different things of food. I'm gonna get a croissant, a cupcake, and a green apple. But also, I would like some stuff to drink. There's medicine too, but I have a feeling that's only if you end up, actually, you know what? I'm gonna eat something right now. And, that should be enough. And then I'll buy some more stuff for later. Take a quick trip to the toilet. And then back on the road. So 8 stops to finish. I guess that was stop number 1. Like I said, that was the same conversation as before, but I don't remember this guy. Ahem, ahem. Sometimes I cannot fall asleep at night and I look at the walls. Okay. There are pink walls in my room, kind of like your shirt. It was a room for the former owner's daughter. It's a sad story. So, when I look at these walls for a very long time, they disappear. And outer space turns up. And then I start thinking about eternal questions. Have you ever thought of immortality? Not recently. I know that it is a corny question, but still. When someone was called fat, he can lose weight. When somebody was called stupid, he can become smarted, or at least look like he is. Everything can change, but the fact that we are all going to die. The most offensive that can be said to a human being is, you will die anyway. There is nothing to oppose. Awareness of death frightens me. You will die too. Yes, you. And it's not something that is not about us. When I'm told about global warming, deforestation, or the ozone layer, I do not really care, because it is not going to touch me. I am going to die soon. Someone will say, your children will live in this ruined world. I sincerely love my children. I have, by the way, 3 of them. 2 sons and 1 daughter. But our children are not us. Look at them. They do not like the same music as us, and do not watch the same movies. Our children consider us stupid and backward. They are not our continuation. There is no immortality, and they will die as well. And their children will die, and the children of their children will die too. If I lived forever, global warming and deforestation would start to worry me. Everything that happened then would concern me. I would think about how to become famous and always bathe in the rays of glory, and not how soon I will die. Why do I have to do anything at all if sooner or later we die? Damn it! It looks like someone was sick, right in the middle of the bus. He looks like a homeless or a beggar. Oh yeah, every time you click through the dialogue, you lose a little bit of your drink and your food. By the way, about beggars. People have to understand, they do not owe anyone anything. Your sins are not to be forgiven if you give money to the homeless. Where are children and relatives of this beggar? Consider the first option. He does not have children. Then he is a selfish person who only thought about himself all his life. Therefore, this is a disgusting person, and he does not deserve my money. Option 2, he has children. Then why is he begging on the street? Where are his loving children, relatives? What kind of person is he if his relatives turned away? If he was a good person, for sure there would be loving relatives nearby who would help him. If this did not happen, he is a disgusting person who does not deserve my money. Well, the third option is a scammer. The conclusion, I think, is obvious. Yes, there is a slight chance that this person really needs financial assistance. Oh, my stop. Okay. You can change the music as you play. I'm going to go with this music for the next couple stops. I definitely need to go to the shop. Have me a delicious cupcake. That did not give me much food at all. How about the apple? The donut seems to be the best so far. I feel like the price of food, well, maybe not, because the croissant was real good. That should be enough. I'll buy one of them too. And definitely going to visit the toilet to drop the kids off at the pool. And then back on the road. And hopefully this happy music will bring us some happier stories from people. Oh hey, we're going in a tunnel now. Not sure how big of a tunnel it is if you can pass a bus. That's a very short tunnel. Sun seems to be going down though. Oh Jesus. Well, there is a slight difference. One of them's got a mole. Hello! Do you want an autograph? Don't you watch TV shows? Oh well, actually we are not so famous. You know, now it's popular to make all kinds of remakes, crazy crossovers, and it must be cheap and quick. Well, we are one of those film actors. There was an old movie, a movie version of the book. They're about a writer who couldn't write and about his family. They moved to an isolated hotel in the mountains and all kinds of devilry began. Oh, hey, kind of like The Shining, the twin girls. Well, and there was another series after the movie, not that famous and successful, but some people that like aesthetics liked it. Some people did not really get it. But now producers decided to do a remake crossover. They added vampires in the original story. Wide audience coverage, the producer said. And with all this horse circus, which was created from neoclassicism, they tried not to give us a roles. Originally there were two creepy girls, and you are not girls. And you know what? All this fashionable SJW, social justice warrior, the protection of gender equality of oppressed people came in handy. They wanted to refuse us because of gender. Yes, if we had let this story in public, the series would be closed. We gave the producer a clue, and here we are. The stars of new popular flash in the pan. Is not it awesome? Well, that was a very short conversation. But it's also kind of an interesting way to flip things on its head, where for once people are arguing gender politics based on being male and not allowed to be in a role. Alright, that soda is kind of shitty. That soda was decent. I will go with a green and a white. Oh shit, that's not enough food, too much water. I'll be fine. Always go to the toilet just in case. That might be just one of the shorter conversations in the game. Two plus 2 equals 5. School sucks. Oh, you can eat things while you're on the road, too. What do you got for songs? That works. Did you hear about Hurricane Emma? Now everybody is talking about it. They say it destroyed many buildings and deprived many people of home. My name is Emma as well. You're not very talkative. Well, I don't have talking options. All my life I wanted to get out of my native city. It's a small town where nothing happens. It gets on my nerves. There's nothing to do. You can walk around it in just an hour. I know the city as the back of my hand. I am tired of walking every day in the same places, which are, moreover, not very picturesque. Everything is familiar and uninteresting. There is not a lot of money and a lack of foreigners, and you can barely meet new people. Locals behave so provincially, and their horizons are limited, interests are poor, and the way of life is boring. We also had marginal people and just weird and unusual people. I do remember one guy. Everyone called him Diogenes? He was a poet, a singer, and a philosopher. And no one knew how old he was and when he was born. He looked about 50 years old. He would always be cheerful and good-natured, but a weirdo, you know. They say in the 90s he made a round-the-world trip on a bicycle. During the trip, he gave concerts and played his songs. I heard a couple of his songs myself. One of them is called something like, "My apple pie is tastier than your strawberry cake." And this is the second one. "Last night, someone took the wheels off my car, so I attached paper wings to it and flew off with my dog into space." Diogenes also had a car. An old one. Cars like that were not released for a long time then. They say this car was given to Diogenes by his fans. Mom told me that one night he went out of a store and saw some hooligans trying to break into his car and steal it. As soon as the hooligans got the car started, Diogenes started chasing them. It didn't last long, as the car very soon died. What else can you expect from an old wreck? These guys began getting out of the car and running away. The door jammed and one of them could not get out. Diogenes ran to the car, got him out. Holding him with one hand, he dragged the hooligan to the front of the car. He opened the hood and threw the bully under it in such a way that his whole chest and face were under the hood. No one knows for how long he was beating him this way, but the guy eventually ended up in intensive care with a concussion and a huge number of fractures. Jesus. Having dealt with the hooligan, he got into the car, but he didn't see his dog. He looked around and saw her running away into the woods. He rushed after her. So Diogenes lost his car and his dog in one night. That's sad, isn't it? Ah, I also remember another eccentric one. I was closely acquainted with him. His name was Gabe. Gabe was about 45 years old. He was also a little strange, but harmless. I liked hanging out in computer clubs, since I did not own one myself at the time. A computer, I hope. Whenever I came there, Gabe would always sit at the computer. It seemed that he lived there. I do not know where he got so much money. He loved to play Return to Castle Foxenstein 3, which I may play Return to Castle Wolfenstein someday, but I know nothing about that one. Once I showed up with a cupcake. I could not eat the whole thing at a time, and I put it aside. Then Gabe approached and asked if he could finish it. I was surprised, but I let him. Then he took the half-eaten cupcake, took his seat, and began to eat my cupcake in silence, as if he had just bought it. Ha, he was a weirdo, but very naive and a kind fella. He would never hurt anyone. It's a pity he died a couple of years ago of food poisoning. Well, the nice guy he was, thinking of him makes me sad. So I am a little distracted. It is difficult to find a good job in a small town. Hey, your stutter went away. When I wanted to find a job after school, there was only one vacant. A place of a salesman in a video rental store. Hey, I did that too. Are you serious? Yes. Who rents CDs with movies this times? It is so boring there that people gossip to have at least some fun. People gossip so often because their own lives are empty and decent. Everybody knows one another. When you talk to somebody, it turns out that there is some sort of connection between you. It's difficult to hide something there. Happy moments and especially problems are discussed by the whole city. People from small towns often tend to discuss and condemn others. You won't be left alone. You shall not even think about a swimming pool, billiard, or other cool place to go. There are no opportunities and interesting people. Therefore, after graduating from school, I finally moved to a bigger city. At first I found it cool, and I'm getting low on food and drink. Size, variety, and all that. Then you quickly get used to it. It is a paradox. The city is big, and there is less communication than in small towns. Crowds of people do not care about one another, and sometimes about themselves too. I'm going to take a quick snack break. That was a decent amount. I should remember fries for next time. Let's go with the milk. And nice. Alright, that should get me by. Wow, it looks like I did not stutter too much. It happens once on a blue moon. This snoring creaker annoys me. Do you think that if I punch him, it will stop? Shit. I think I woke him up. Yeah, he woke up. I think I made him angry. I'd rather change his seat before he does something to me. Probably a good idea, ma'am. Alright, good. I need some more food and drink. To the shop. That looks good. And a burger. No fries to be had, but I'll buy a dog. The milk was good. I'm going to eat stuff while I am here. And then I'll just buy some shit. Once again, that's 4 food. One more drink. I remember the soda being terrible. I'll buy that. Alright, it looks like I am out of time for this video anyway. I am definitely going to see this through. I think I'm about halfway through, because if it's 8 stops, then that should be 8 different people, or maybe 9, I don't know. But anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.